Alright. Echostasis. Time starts on entering your name. Commentary will be minimal, only where it pertains to more speedrun stuff. Like right there, I just used a developer command left in the game to give myself more time, well, time maxes health, so more time. I gave myself max speed as well as the gun. I don't actually need the gun for this section, it's just right next to the button you press for speed, so it is easy. It's easiest to just do all of them instead of leaving out ones I don't need. It's easier to not think about it. And so we were able to skip most of the tutorial there, just by having enough time / health in order to tank those enemies. Speeding through the cutscene, of course. What's kind of interesting about this game is that instead of a sprint, it's a fast forward button, so not only does the player move faster, but everything moves faster. So in a normal playthrough, the more you hold it, the harder it is to control everything, but in a speedrun, you don't have to like precisely hit enemies very often, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, so there I just went into the next level. I hope we're looking at the terminal there. Okay, yeah, we're good. So I activate those basically cheats again. I want to hold the fast forward button as much as possible, of course, but I also don't want to be running into walls for longer than I need to. And we're not opening any of the shortcuts that you usually have to open. And then here, probably didn't need to shoot that guy. So what we're doing is we're going to come up here to press this button. If it'll, the hitbox can be awkward on that one. And that'll lower a bridge for the next level. And then we come up here and then shoot that. Normally you'd have to do a whole bunch of stuff in another level in order to get the gun, in order to open that gate. And we come up here, we walk through that gate we just opened, and then we come in here. This part is annoying. Right, middle, right, left, and then middle, right, left, middle. Okay. So I did get through that without falling this time. I've fallen more than once on that section. It's very annoying. So activating that terminal is basically the end of the level. We have to enter this dreamscape, basically. And here I want to make sure I have the speed up. I don't think I need time there, but it doesn't hurt anything. And we aren't able to actually click on this until the text is over. There we go. And we gotta click through all this. And holding fast forward does speed up the text here. And in a lot of places. waiting for it to get to the next cutscene. There's a few cutscenes in a row here, if you count this as one. Okay, and here's the actual cutscene. Can't fast forward this part, but can click through the text. The cutscenes are easily the worst part of the run. The developer has said on Discord that they are looking into adding the ability to skip these cutscenes just by pressing escape. So if that gets added in the future, this will be much better as a speed game. Okay. So I'm loading up the next level. Then, okay. So normally you need to do a bunch of other stuff in order to get a gun into this section. In order to continue. But obviously we can just skip that because we basically have unlimited health and immediate access to the gun. We do a short detour here in order to press this button that opens that gate for the next level. here. And then we're at the next terminal. And we have another long cutscene to wait for. After, we have to do this whole thing again. And then we have another cutscene. I always forget about this section, but it's just walking forward, basically. I mean, these are really satisfying sections when you're playing casually, but in the speedrun, it's just running forward. Okay. I guess this would be a decent time to talk about other categories, particularly I'm thinking of doing a run that's no dev commands. So you can't add time that you wouldn't normally have, you can't switch to max speed for no reason, and you can't summon the gun from anywhere, instead of having to actually get it in the game like you are intended to. And that run would be a lot longer, but it would engage with the game more in the way you're supposed to. There's still a skip later on you could do, but it would be a more interesting run. You would have to do a lot of actually aiming and shooting enemies, because this run as is, you shoot one enemy for sure. I shot one enemy earlier, I didn't have to, but there's one towards the end that will instantly kill you unless you shoot it, and we just shoot it to go past it. But yeah, so there's potential for a longer run that is more engaging than the 80%. What else could I talk about during this cutscene? The dev commands, you hold down right shift, and then numpad plus is to add the time. Right shift plus H is for max speed. Right shift plus G is for the gun. Right shift plus space adds 15 seconds instead of like the 3,000 seconds or whatever that numpad plus gives, so I don't use that one. I believe all of the other dev commands have been removed. And obviously if you're playing casually, you just shouldn't be using the dev commands. But for a speed run, they make things really fast. Okay. Okay, and we're entering the next level. This is the longest of the levels. And I have the most notes for this one. Okay. Okay, so we go up here, through here, up here, down the stairs, around here, straight through here. We shoot that to open this. And then here, if you take the wrong path, you fall and have to restart. So we are going to not do that. And then you come up here and you fall down. And then you do the same thing again, but with a different path. this way. That leads you here. You pick up this record. It'll kick you out of the level. So we're going to re-enter it, redo our commands. Come up here, speed this way, speed this way. We put the record here to turn on the power. Let me get to another annoying part of the run. We have to do all of these 3 teleporters. Where is my path? Where's my path? What? Okay. I thought I had rubbed against that wall. It's hard to differentiate these ones sometimes. Hit that button, then we purposefully kick ourselves out and go back in. And we're gonna do the long one. Normally, like, any one of those would just completely kill you, and you'd have to start the level back from this point. But luckily we can add enough time that we don't need to worry about that. Dealing with some of the transition effects, because you can move during a lot of the transition effects, but a lot of them it's very difficult to see during, so that is also a part of the run, for sure. But now that we've opened these 3 gates, we can come up here, go around here. And we did skip a decent chunk of the level earlier. But here we drop down, we run through this area, and then we get to his terminal. And then we have another long cutscene after this part again, because we have to do the running forward for a while part. This one is different though, because it stops us before we actually get there, I believe. Yeah. But we do have to watch this long cutscene. And I'm realizing I said I would do minimal commentary, and this is not minimal at all. I wish I had more to talk about during this cutscene. We wouldn't miss the sunset of the world. Oh, we're getting there. All right. Yeah, so basically that, you just skip through the text and then hit backspace and start walking this way. It's basically the fake out credits, but it's very clear that it's fake out. And this is an intended effect. You're gonna realize that a lot of this stuff is intended effects. Yeah, and we've technically finished Echostasis, but we still have Severed and Trilateral to get through. So, and it's really all within the same game, so I'm counting that as a single run. And we are put back in the tutorial for an existential crisis, basically. And we come back here, and then we get yelled at. And that audio cutout is supposed to happen. Okay, and then we have this credits roll, which does not take too long. Okay, and we come here, and then we have to put in that in order to be able to, come on, there we go, and then we do nature, that connects us to the next level. And so basically, in this part of the game, we are connecting all of the levels to each other, and I went the wrong way. Classic. Come on. Up the stairs. Go through. The max speed and fast forwarding is often too fast to control, which is kind of what happened there. Oh, actually, I forgot about shooting these constructs. So really, we shoot like 4 enemies, if you count those as enemies. But that is not the end of the level. Alright, so what you're supposed to do is go out the window over there and do a whole level, but instead, since we can spawn the gun, we just shoot that door and we skip that entire level. And then we come here, and then we do that code. That'll connect us to the next one. Then we go this way. Up these steps. Then we wait for the level to load again. Okay, and then, yeah, this door opens because we shot it earlier. We come over here, and again, we're not supposed to have a gun at this point. So we are able to just shoot that door. I don't know why I thought it was over there. This one is going to take a bit longer, though. Let's see, we want to go... I am momentarily forgetting where I'm supposed to go. I remember now. So we go up here again, but instead of going to the terminal, we go over here. You have to be a bit careful here, you can fall. And then we circle around here. Oh, come on. Sometimes those shots can be hard to hit. But this section does take a bit longer than it usually does, because you can see we normally pick up a gun right here anyway, so we are not going to be cheesing this one. It reset my speed. This section does that a lot. So I'm going to be repeatedly hitting the button to reset the speed. Okay. So we need to shoot 3 doors. Normally, after shooting them, you go through them in order to get cutscenes and a lot of extra level, but we do not want extra level. So instead, we do that. We skip forward to here. We come over here to pick up that record. And then we go down here. And it reset my speed again, so I'm just going to do that. Oh, I forgot it also resets your time here. And ideally we want to run into all of these enemies, because if we don't, then they will just catch up to us around here, and they have the potential to break stuff. So I'm just going to add more time just to be safe. And then we start getting sections where fast forwarding doesn't work properly. Okay. Oh shoot, no, I forgot. This is a part that I always forget, because it has the overlay when it does not look like it should. I don't know what that was about. All right. And so now we're going to skip the last third of the game. I think I just broke it. I just broke it, okay. I'm gonna relaunch it real fast. Yeah, I just realized you can reset your speed when it's set to 0 during those cutscenes, and I figured I'd use that to walk forward, but that can break things apparently. So instead of doing that, yeah, I shouldn't have been experimenting, but you can't trigger a second cutscene when you're in one. And since I was doing dialogue and activating the gate counts as a cutscene, it broke the game, so I had to restart. That is on me. Future runs, I will not do that. There are definitely places you could do it, but I have not added those to the route yet. Anyway, we're still way ahead of my initial couple runs. Yeah, you can see for a split second there was letterboxing that showed it was a cutscene for when you open that gate. Yeah. So normally here you want to go up to the phone and do the last third of the game, but instead we're going to shoot that enemy, which we have to shoot, using a gun we should not have. And that allows us to skip to the end of the game, basically. I keep forgetting to use diagonal movement to move just a little bit faster. Normally these areas are ones we would have seen in a casual playthrough a lot earlier in the game. But we were able to skip that part too just through prior knowledge. Yeah. So we are almost at the end. Activate that phone, then that lowers, which we're going to click on as soon as we can. Okay, so I think pressing space maybe got it to go faster. I don't know. I'm just spam clicking through this basically. I don't think I'm going to quite get sub 40 minutes. I know if I hadn't messed up and broke the game earlier, I would have, but this is fine. Because time does not end on that precedence when we reach the end of this entire, I guess, hallway. It's outside, so it's not really a hallway. But you get it. I believe it is the next one. No. And that's time. It didn't go when I clicked it for some reason. Oh well. 4017. And I'll just let the credits play out, and then that'll be that.